Welcome to NEXTGames, a guide to Ninja series. In this episode, we will go over Elite Blade 10 Gearsets. Blade 10 is one of Ninja's best weapon skills and can give the best single weapon skill damage numbers of any of Ninja's physical weapon skills. Unlike some of the other weapon skills that I have gone over that can simply be spammed for the best potential, Blade 10 needs special situations in order to excel. However, if you can meet those situations, then you will have access to the most damaging physical weapon skill that Ninja has in its arsenal. Blade 10 delivers a single powerful physical attack. Its stat modifier is 30% strength and 30% dex. The power of this weapon skill comes in the form of its TP modifier. At 1000 TP, you get a FTP of 4.5. At 2000 TP, there is a huge jump to 11.5 FTP, a 7 FTP jump. And then at 3000 TP, there's another medium-sized jump of 4 FTP to a total of 15.5 FTP. This is where the weapon skill will do the most damage in a single hit. Blade 10 responds very well to increasing your attack all the way until it's capped. In a capped situation, weapon skill damage gear will give you the best possible returns. Strength and dex obviously also play a role in the overall damage of this weapon skill, but not quite as much as weapon skill damage and attack in an uncapped situation. Now, when should I use Blade 10? This is actually a more important question with Blade 10 than it is any other weapon skill because it's so specific in its application. Blade 10 has gravity skill chain properties, and it can most commonly be used with Chant de Sigue to make a darkness skill chain. Another thing to keep in mind is how much TP you will want to use when you weapon skill, as that can greatly affect the overall DPS of using Blade 10. The more TP you will use, the more damage your weapon skill will do, but in general, the lower your overall DPS will be. We will go into how all that works here in a minute. First, let's look at a normal trust buffed situation. This means we have capped haste and accuracy from Koru, marches from Almia or Joachim, and chaos roll from Kaltada, but no other buffs. We are expecting Koru to throw out Dia 3 onto the mob for us, so that is also taken into account. In that situation, if we select the best weapons and gear, these are the DPS numbers that we will achieve. Please note that this does not include potential skill chain or magic burst DPS numbers and is updated for the latest gear in Sheol B from Odyssey. Coming in first is Blade Shun at 2466 damage. This is achieved with the Hishi Fudo combination. Coming in second is Blade He at 2435 damage, so only 31 behind Blade Shun, and this is achieved with the Kanagi Turnian combination. Now roughly 100 DPS behind that is Blade Metsu at 2331 DPS. This is achieved with the Kikoku Turnian combination. Now here is Blade 10 at 2263, so 203 DPS lower than Blade Shun, and it is achieved with the Hishi Turnian combination. Now I want to note, this is when you're weapon skilling at 1000 TP is when you're achieving that DPS. If you're going to be TPing at any level higher than that, that DPS is going to go down. And again, we'll get into that in a minute. In fifth place is Blade Ku at 2089 damage, achieved with a Gokatai Fudo combination. And in last is Blade Kamu at 1841 DPS, achieved with the Nagi Fudo combination. So overall, it looks like Blade 10 is in fourth, but it's really only about 200 DPS behind the winner, which is Blade Shun. So it's not too far behind in this situation. Let's see what happens when all we do is add Berserk to the situation. So when we look at this, look how much closer all of the top weapon skills get. This really emphasizes that in a trust situation, these four are really close to each other in overall potential. It's things like the ability to self-skill chain and the elemental strengths of the mob that you are fighting that should most dictate which you use in these situations. Now obviously the winner here is Blade He, followed by Metsu, Ten, and Shun, but all of those are within 63 DPS of each other, really again emphasizing that there really isn't much difference here. Blade Ku is only roughly 250 damage behind at 2520 damage, and Blade Kamu is way still down there at the bottom at 2148. Now let's change our situation up to a capped situation. In this example, we are swapping out our trust for a well-equipped group of real-life people on Bard, Corsair, Geo, and Red Mage that are hyper-buffing us to make sure our attack and accuracy are as high as possible. In this situation, Blade 10 excels at 6901 DPS, Once again, that's being achieved with 1000 TP. And this is achieved with the Hishi-Hitaki combination. We'll talk about how that Hitaki works here in a second. Now, for the rest of our weapon skills, all of them will use the Turnian +1 with augments that we just got unlocked through Odyssey Shield B, as that is now the best offhand to use in basically all capped situations, with the exception of Blade 10. We have Blade He coming in at 6,395 damage, Blade Metsu coming in at 6,224, Blade Ku at 5,557, Blade Shun at 4,582, and Blade Kamu at 4,076. So at this point, Blade Shun is almost down there as low as Blade Kamu, so it's really fallen substantially. Next, let's discuss how much TP we should use with Blade 10. Before we can do that, we first need to discuss 3 items that are critical to the Blade 10 gear set. They are the Hishi Shuriken, which gives us a 500 TP bonus, the Moonshade Earring, which will give us a 250 TP bonus, and the Hitaki Katana in our offhand, which will give us a 1000 TP bonus. So between the 3 of these, we are adding 1750 TP to each one of our weapon skills, making it so if we weapon skill at 1250 TP, we're actually TPing at 3000 TP and getting the same benefits of that FTP that is 15.5 at 3000 TP. So based on this, you would just logically think that, okay, the easiest way for me to achieve the best DPS would just be to wear these 3 items and always TP at 1250 DPS. That would always have me at 3000 TP, and therefore always doing the most damage for each weapon skill, and therefore doing the most DPS. However, that is not accurate. As you can see here, if we use Blade 10 at 1000 TP, which is actually 2750, we're going to achieve 6,901 DPS. However, if we use it at 1250, which would be 3000 TP, you'd think it'd go up, but it actually goes down substantially to 6,384. Now we'll get into why that happens in a second, but let's go into another example here. Let's take the Hitaki out of it, and now swap it for a Turnian +1. This means we're only now getting a TP bonus of 750. This will most commonly mimic a trust situation, as the Hitaki does not really work in an uncapped accuracy situation because it is not an eye level 119 weapon. So in this situation, Blade 10 is going to achieve its best potential at 6,808 damage when we use it right at 1000 TP every single time. This is going to give us 1,750 actual TP when we are using it. This has us at that lowest multiplier of 4.5. So you would think, by bumping up the amount that we TP at to 1250 to achieve the 11.5 multiplier, or 2250 to achieve the 15.5 multiplier, that both of those would increase our overall DPS. However, as you can see shown right here, the more TP we end up using, the lower our overall DPS gets, which is contrary to the way most people would think that it would work. Let's quickly discuss why this happens. This is best illustrated through the spreadsheet. As you can see in a main hand, we have the Hishi, a Turnian in our offhand, and the Moonshade in our ear during weapon skilling. This gives us a TP bonus in this setup of 750. Right here, you can see our minimum weapon skill is set at 1000 TP. That will take us 2.52 rounds of attack to achieve, and our average weapon skill damage is 29,697. This gives us a total DPS of 6,808. I want to call attention to the fact that it's taking 2.5 rounds of attacks to achieve this 1000 TP. At 1250 TP, it's only 3.02 rounds, so either way, we're having to wait 3 rounds of attacks before we can weapon skill. Now this makes our overall DPS go down because as far as the spreadsheet's concerned, we are having to wait an additional half of an attack round before we can use that weapon skill. And for that extra half of an attack round, we're only really getting an extra 2,500 damage for our weapon skill. And that's why the overall DPS falls to 6,662, is that 2,500 damage that the weapon skill went up by wasn't enough to overcome the extra half of an attack round we needed. Taking this logic further, if we wanted to TP at 3000 TP to take full advantage of the FTP bonus of 15.5, we changed the minimum TP to 2250. Now you'll notice it's almost 5 attack rounds that we have to wait in order to achieve that. However, our total weapon skill damage has only gone up by about 7,000. So even though we are achieving 7,000 more weapon skill damage, it's taking us almost twice as many attack rounds in order to achieve it. And since we were almost hitting 30,000 damage while we were TPing at 1,000, it really does emphasize that just storing TP to the highest number possible for weapon skills like Blade 10 does not automatically lead to the highest DPS output. So at what TP should we use Blade 10? Well, here's a few recommendations I can give. First off, obviously you can achieve your highest DPS numbers when using it as 1,000, but that's not taking into account things like overflow from TP. For instance, you could see that it took 2.52 attack rounds to get 1,000 TP, so more than likely we're going to have to wait 3 attack rounds the majority of the time. However, once we bumped it up to 1,250 TP, you can see that the average attack rounds was 3.02, so we were still going to have to, on average, wait 3 attack rounds. Therefore, I would recommend always waiting to 1,250 TP and then using your weapon skill. In the case of using the Hishi and the Moonshade Earring, this will have you always TPing at just over 2,000 TP, taking advantage of the 11.5 multiplier. In a capped situation, you want to add the Hitaki into this, which will always have you TPing at 3,000 TP, and therefore giving you access to the 15.5 multiplier. This will give you your best overall DPS with Blade 10. Let's go ahead now and delve into the actual gear that's in this set. As usual, we'll break it into 2 different sets of gear. One for your trust situations, and one for your capped attack and accuracy situations. Without a doubt, the best main hand weapon is the Hishi Shuriken. It'll give you a stored TP bonus of 10, a TP bonus of 500, and its aftermath will help with your skill chain potency and magic burst potency. When it comes to your offhand, you have 2 options. When you're in a trust situation, or where accuracy may be an issue, you want to use the Turnian Dagger +1, that is augmented through Odyssey. This will give you an accuracy boost of 67, a triple attack boost of 4%, and boost your weapon skill damage by 5%. You can get this originally from Unity, and then upgrade it through Odyssey Shield B. Now if you're in a situation where accuracy and attack is capped, then you can use the Hitaki in your offhand, which will give you a huge TP bonus of 1,000. You can get this from the Magian Trials quest, and I do want to point out this is not an item level 119 item. Therefore your accuracy, attack, and stats will greatly suffer unless they are being boosted by some other method. Next is the ammo slot, where we have a clear winner that is a brand new option available to us from Odyssey Shield B. It will give you a strength boost of 15, an attack boost of 13, and also add 13 additional accuracy in case you need it. You can get this originally from Unity and augment it through Odyssey Shield B. Next, the head slot. Here I suggest the Hachiya Hatsuburi +3. Its strength and dex boost of 33 and weapon skill damage boost of 10% definitely makes it best in slot for both trust and cap setups. You can upgrade this through Omen. The next slot also has a singular option for both situations, and that is the Ninja Nodowa +2, augmented to rank 25. This will give you a dex boost of 15 and increase your physical damage limit by 10%. You can get the Ninja Nodowa +2 off the auction house for 70 to 100 million gil, and then you further augment it through Dynamis D. Next, let's discuss earrings. Here, the Lugra Earring +1 is best in slot. It'll give you a strength and dex boost of 8, and then it's from dusk till dawn, it'll also give you an additional strength and dex boost of 8. Lastly, it will give you 3% to your double attack if you have the highest Unity ranking. You can get this from Unity and further augment it through Odyssey. Now paired with this, I would recommend the Moonshade Earring. This will give you an attack boost of 4 and a TP bonus of 250. You can get it from the Lest We Forget mission, and if for whatever reason you're not going with TP bonus gear, you can get the Ishvar Earring, which will boost your weapon skill damage by 2%. You can get it off of Perithos and Eshin Ruan. Let's move on to the body slot, where we've recently been given a new best in slot option for trust situations, and that is the Agony Jerkin +1. It'll give you a strength boost of 34, a dex boost of 45, an attack boost of 84, which is massive, and a 15 accuracy boost. You can get this originally from Unity, and then further augment it through Odyssey to get all of these stats. Now if you're in a capped situation, that attack's not going to come in as handy because you'll already be attack capped. Therefore I recommend in that situation the Adamar Jacket +1. This will give you a strength boost of 38, a dex boost of 45, an attack boost of 55, an accuracy boost of 35, and an additional triple attack plus 4%. So it's got a lot of really good stats on it for Blade 10. You can get this off of Paquette and Eshin Rouen, and then further augment it with a Jinx jacket that you can get off the auction house for 25 to 30 million gil. Now, you actually can beat this if you get a Herculean vest, which is a strength boost of 28, a dex boost of 34, and an accuracy boost of 15, and get the specific augments on it that are as follows: strength plus 10 and weapon skill damage plus 5%. You can get this piece from Rezenma off of Neek. Now, if you can get those two stats, strength plus 10 and weapon skill damage plus 5%, you can actually boost your DPS by as much as 94 over the Adamar jacket plus 1. So there is a lot of DPS to be gained here if you can get those two augments. Let's go ahead and move on to hands, where we have a similar situation. Next, let's cover the hand slot. Here, the Mochizuki Tekko plus 3 is the best in slot option for a trust setup. It'll give you a strength boost of 30, a dex boost of 44, most importantly an attack boost of 79, and an additional 38 accuracy. You can upgrade this through Dynamis D. Now if you're capped, the best option is going to be the Adamar wristbands plus 1 on path B. So give you a strength boost of 27, a dex boost of 56, attack boost of 20, accuracy boost of 32, and a triple attack boost of 4%. You can get this off of Eshin Rouen, off of Parathos, and then further augment it by getting Jinxed wristbands off the auction house for 20 to 25 million gil. Here's another situation where if you can get the right augments, you can get something even better than these Adamar wristbands plus 1, and that is the Herculean gloves. Now it is base stats of strength 16, dex 39, an accuracy boost of 12, and a triple attack boost of 2%. But you really need to get specific augments on it in order to be useful, and that is the strength plus 10 augment along with weapon skill damage plus 5%. If you can achieve that, this will give you a 92 DPS increase over using the Adamar wristbands plus 1. You can get this off Rezenma, off Telmarth the Dharma. Next, let's go over rings. In a trust situation, you want to use your Regal ring, which will give you a strength boost of 10, a dex boost of 10, and an attack boost of 20. You can get this from Omen off of O. Now, paired with this, in a trust situation, you want a gear ring, which will give you a strength boost of 10, an attack boost of 16, and a triple attack boost of 5%. Now, if you're in a capped attack situation, instead of using that gear ring, you want to use the Epaminondas ring. It'll give you a weapon skill damage boost of 5%, and you can get this from using your Mars orbs each month, or get it off the auction house for 50 to 100 million gil. Next, and the biggest shocker in this setup, the Andartia's mantle. We never use this piece. In this case, we want to go ahead and augment it with strength plus 30, attack plus 20, accuracy plus 20, and weapon skill damage plus 10%. You can, of course, upgrade this through Ambuscade. It is yet just another cape you'll add to your arsenal of capes for Ninja. For the belt, we choose the Salafi belt plus 1. Strength boost of 15, attack boost of 15, triple attack boost of 2%, and a double attack boost of 5% make this best in slot. I was hoping the Kentark belt plus 1 that was just augmented through Odyssey Sheol B to give it an additional 10 strength and dex was going to rival the Salafi belt in this setup. Sadly, it didn't even come close. This is still the winner in both Trust and Kep setups. Let's go ahead and move on to legs. Here, just like with the head, there's a clear winner in both situations. That is the Mochizuki Hakama plus 3. Strength boost of 42, attack boost of 64, accuracy boost of 39, and most importantly, weapon skill damage boost of 10% make it the best option in both situations. You can upgrade it through Dynamis D. The last slot we're going to talk about is the feet slot. The Mochizuki Kahan plus 3 wins here in the trust situation with a strength boost of 28, a dex boost of 29, an attack boost of 76, and an accuracy boost of 43. You can upgrade this through Dynamis D. Now, in a capped situation, the Ryu Sunate plus 1 on path B is your best option, with a strength boost of 39, a dex boost of 31, an attack boost of 32, and an accuracy boost of 20. You can get this piece from Eshin Rouen off of Sava Savinovic, and combine it with the Jinx Sunate off the auction house, which is about 20 million gil, to create this item. Now, this is the third and last situation where if you actually get Herculean boots with the proper augments, they are going to beat this Ryu Sunate plus 1. The base stats on this piece are strength 16, dex 24, attack and accuracy plus 10, and a triple attack boost of 2%. Additionally, you need to get the augments of strength plus 10 and weapon skill damage plus 5% in order to make this achieve the 50 DPS increase over the Ryosunate plus 1. You can get this from Zenma off Belphegor. And that's going to be it for the Elite Blade 10 gear set video. I hope you found that helpful and one of the more confusing weapon skills that Ninja has in their arsenal. Next, we'll be covering Blade Ku and then Blade Camu before moving on to other gear sets and magical weapon skills. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay safe and stay healthy out there.